What's up guys, Onmaths here, and today we're looking at sequences. Now, because this is the higher summer school, we're really going to miss out a lot of the basic arithmetic sequences. So if you want to revise arithmetic sequences like nth term, basic sequences, linear sequences, then go to our foundation video, which we will cover all of that stuff in that video. We're solely going to be looking at quadratic sequences, with the exception of the last question, which has some kind of arithmetic sequence-ish in it, although I think it's still a quadratic sequence. But anyway, so first up AQA, and this is a nice one to get us started because this just talks about the basics of quadratic sequences. Now with arithmetic sequences, these will always go up by the same amount. So you can see that this goes up in 3, but this does not go up in 3, this goes up in 6, right? And that's how you know straight away this is not an arithmetic sequence. And then this one will go up in 9. Now with a quadratic sequence, it's the difference of the differences that are the same. So if you look, the differences are going up in 3 each time. Okay, so to get to the next one, we need to figure out what it is going up in. So that will be plus 3 as well. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So 23 plus 12 is 35. So the next term will be 35. And that's a nice 2 marks to get. If you know anything about quadratic sequences, you'll always find the difference of the differences. Next up, we've got Edexcel's question, and this just asks us for the nth term, which is by far the most common question you'll get on quadratic sequences. So if I write the terms out, unfortunately they haven't left us an awful lot of space underneath it, so I'll just write them out again. Do the same as I did before. So figure out what they're going up in. So that would be, was it plus 7? That would be plus 11. That would be plus 15. And that would be plus 19. This is a calculator paper. In fact, all 3 questions we're doing today are all calculator questions. So you can just do 56 take away 37 if you need to. Okay, so let's have a look at the difference of differences, because this is definitely what we need to know to be able to progress with this question. So we can see that's going up in 4, that's going up in 4, and that's going up in 4. Now, if you find one that goes up in a different number, just check you're working out, especially if you have a calculator. Just do it manually in the calculator, because with quadratic sequences, the difference of differences will always be the same. Right, this is the weird bit now. So what we're going to end up with is something, we're going to call it A, something x squared, in fact n squared, isn't it? Something n squared plus something n plus something, okay? This part here is the quadratic part. Sorry, not the quadratic part, that's the linear part. And this bit here is the quadratic part, okay? So if I just highlight all that and get rid of it, because that's really important we know. So what we're doing now is we're going to find out what A is. And working out what A is dead simple, because all you need to do is get the difference of differences, which is 4, and halve it, which is 2. Now that bit there, halving it, will always be the case, okay? It's really weird, alright? And there's good maths behind it, but you don't need to know why it works at GCSE. You just need to know that you get the difference of differences and you halve it. And that has solved one of the mysteries, right? So we know that our answer will have 2n squared in it. Okay, 100% positive it will have 2n squared in it. The problem is we don't know what the linear component of the sequence is, or the linear component of the n squared. So this is going to sound really weird, but we're going to have our sequence here, okay? Now, as you may know from sequences, this is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, right? And so we run a function through that 1 and we get a 4, run the function through the 2 and we get an 11, okay? So this is just our sequence here, nothing special, okay? But we know that 2n squared is a part of this. We know that 2n squared makes up this sequence. So what we're going to do is work out what 2n squared is for the first, second, third, fourth and fifth term. So we're going to do 1 squared times 2, which is 2. We're going to do 2 squared, which is 4 times 2 is 8. So all I'm doing is running this number through this function. Okay. So we're going to do 3 squared, which is 9 times 2, which is 18. 4 squared, which is 16 times 2, which is 32. 5 squared, which is 25 times 2 is 50. Cool. Right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, we know about that bit. Okay, we've worked out what 2n squared is. We know that's a component of our sequence. So we're going to get the sequence, and we're going to take away the bit we know, okay, and see what's left. Okay, so we're going to do 4 take away 2. We're just taking away these going downwards. 11 take away 8, which is 3. 22 take away 18, which is 4. 37 take away 32, which hopefully is 5. And 56 take away 50, which is 6. Now notice we've got left a linear sequence. So all we need to do is work out the nth term of that sequence. Okay, and there's loads of different ways of doing this. The way I do it is work out what the sequence is going up in, which is +1. And you can keep going. Might as well do it for completionist. Okay, and what I do is then put that before the letter n. Okay, and then we go backwards 1 and see what that number would have been. Well, that would have been a 1. So the 0th term would have been 1. So we add 1 on the end. If you've got a different method to work out the nth term of a linear sequence, then use that. That's fine. Now we don't need that 1 before the n, okay, because it's just n. So we know the n squared part, and we now know the linear part. So all we need to do for our answer is just put the two together. 2n squared plus n, because it's positive, plus 1. Now the good thing about this is that the exam doesn't seem, or the papers I've seen, doesn't seem to really mess around with this too much. And so the working out that I've just shown you here should work for almost all the questions you'll face when you're asked to find the nth term of a quadratic sequence. Sometimes you'll have bits that are negative, and that's fine, because we're still following the same process. It just makes it a bit more complicated to work it out because it's a minus instead of a plus. But that's the only real change that I've seen. Right, let's move on. So last up we have our OCR question. And this sequence is quite interesting because it's in a form of fractions. So we've got a half, then 4/3, then 9/4, 16/5. Best way of doing this is just work out two sequences, work out the numerators and work out the denominators separately. Now question B is the same as the Edexcel question, maybe slightly different, I don't know, we shall find out. So we work out the differences. And I think there's enough space here, so that'll be +10. That'll be, +16. And that'll be +22. For some reason, the colours changed. Okay, so work out the difference of the differences. Obviously, it's going up in +6. Then we get that 6, and we divide it by 2. Always divided by 2. And we get our coefficient of the n, which the n squared, which is 3n squared. Write the sequence again, so it'd be 2, 12, 28 and 50. And this is the first, second, third and fourth term. And this is the sequence. We then write out the 3n squared to remove it from this sequence. So 1 squared times 3, which is 3, 2 squared is 4 times 3, which is 12, 3 squared 9 times 3 is 27, and 4 squared 16 times 3 is 48. Then we get our sequence and we remove that part of it. So we take away the 3n squared. Now here's a bit of a difference. We're actually going to end up with a negative here, which is fine. Then 0, then 1, then 2. Find the nth term of this sequence. So this sequence is going up in 1s. So it'd be 1n. And the 0th term would be -2. So take away 2. Now I'm going to leave that 1n in because it makes it easier for later on. But put the two sequences or the two nth terms together. So we've got 3n squared plus 1n minus 2. And the reason I've left that coefficient in is it doesn't want the sequence, it wants A, B and C. Okay, A is the coefficient of the x squared, the n squared I should say, which is 3. B is the coefficient of the n, which is 1. And C is the number of the n. Now be careful here not to write down 2, because in the question you can see that it says plus C, so it needs to be minus 2. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and found it useful. If you did, please click like. Please keep your comments coming in the under the video, and we'll work through them after we finish our summer school. Some really good suggestions so far, so please keep them coming in. If you want to see more from us, we release videos every single weekday, Monday to Friday, at 9 o'clock in the morning. And so click subscribe, click the bell icon if you want to keep up to date with them. If you haven't already, which I'm sure you have, check out our website onmaths.com, which has loads of free resources for you to try out, and there'll be a link to it magically appearing at the top of the screen now. Otherwise, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.